Welcome back to RGR Football, folks. I'm Ryan, and this is me going rogue on your Chiefs and the NFL. A lot of new faces. Going to be pretty quick today. I'm going to go through some film and hit the highlights, the things that stood out to me. They won't necessarily be the highlights that you saw, but we're going to take a look at a couple of plays, and folks had said that they wanted to see some of the good things, so we'll go through that, and I'll try to speed through here and do a more than just two plays. So if you're new around here, make sure you hit the sub button, hit that bell notification so you know when something new comes out. Leave your comment below, and leave a thumbs up if you like this one. The way it works is leave the thumb for me and leave the sub for you. That way you'll know what else is going on. And as we start today, we're going to start right in on Pat Mahomes, because I think that this is a game where Patrick actually looked like he was back to normal. He talked a little bit post-game about wanting to stay in the pocket, wanting to stay on his swivel, not getting locked onto his primary target. We've talked about that over the last couple of weeks, and this is a good example. This is the Broncos in nickel. And the interesting thing from the other view we'll see in a second, they're going to just kind of line up. They're going to keep Kelce into to block here and help the guys, but it really doesn't matter. This thing is all about what Tryeek Hill is doing down here. And Chris Harris already knows it. He's looking for help in the back. He's waving pre-snap. And as we look at this, as he takes off, he's guarding against what may be an out, or he knows he has this safety help over the top. So if Hill decides to cross over the field, he knows that he's going to pass him off. He's got a little bit of an off technique here, but he's not trailing, so he feels pretty comfortable. And then things change. And as Hill cuts up, all of a sudden, literally in 3 steps, he eats up all the cushion that Harris has left him. Simmons is turned the wrong way back here and is still guarding against the other side, and this just allows Hill to separate and accelerate away, and Mahomes knows it. It's a nice timing pass. The ball's in the air, and bam, a home run. This is what they do, and by even trying to play a bracket like that, if you're not going to dedicate to it, it's going to cause you some issues. Now, this is an interesting pass rush again in the nickel. There's guys in here, but Eric Fisher isn't going to have much to do. This outside linebacker is actually going to attack Kelce. And you're going to notice that this is not Von Miller over here. This was a play where Miller was not on the field. I'm not sure what the reasoning was, but they do that from time to time. And you'll see the effect is that there's not much pressure either. As we roll forward, we're going to see some doubles in here on the interior D tackle. This tackle is actually slanting towards the inside and moves away from Fisher, so he ends up with nothing to do. He's looking to help out Kelce to see if 52 can break on the inside. He actually does go around the backside, and Mahomes is right there in the pocket that he talked about, literally standing on the hash, the cleanest part of the field. Smart maneuver. And looking, he's checking all of his routes. He comes back to Hill, and that's when he lets it fly. The rest is kind of history, but it showed a progression of getting back to some basics and surveying the field. This is maybe my favorite offensive play of the day that the Chiefs had against the Broncos in the snow, and you notice that this is significantly more snow here, and that's because it's later in the game. It's really coming down, and that's why I love this play so much, is because it's about executing what you've practiced and trusting your teammates. That's exactly what Pat Mahomes does here, and it's a different configuration. They're in a 4-1 dime is what the Broncos are playing here, and they're going to play zone, and you're going to see as Mahomes is going to put Thompson in motion, and it's going to give a little bit of away. The linebacker's going to move with him, but you see the other guys move too, and that means they're moving more towards their zones. They're not playing man. Look how far off these guys are. And so you know that this is going to be stacked to the 1-2-3 side. Now, with Thompson going out there, you have 4 possible receivers on one side. It's isolating Travis Kelce down here. And we'll see in the next angle exactly how this goes. Kelce, despite being in the snow, gives his man a shake and gets loose rather quickly on the get-go once the play starts, and is just clean. And that's trust. You trust that Travis Kelce is that. The leap is great, and this is because the zone, Patrick Mahomes is aware of where he needs to put the ball. There are certain spots. If Kelce can break that coverage, you see, now Mahomes is surveying. He sees zone on the other side. He's going to put Thompson in motion here. He sees that Kelce's alone. He's got guys shifting over, including, and I think what's more important is the deep safety. That motion not only moved the linebacker, but it moved the deep safety, and that's what's important. Here it goes, again, moves this guy back, and now Mahomes knows he's going to look over here. He has a ton of receivers out here. A lot of guys are going to be keying that, particularly this deep safety. And that's what he's trying to do, to keep him here in the middle, because he's going to trust that Travis Kelce is going to beat his guy way out here. And they're running to a spot. There's a certain spot that if you can beat the guy off the go, that the deep safety is going to be vulnerable over there. And you got to put it on the outside, and you got to get past in between where the corner can have him and before the safety can get over there. And there's that small area that's a soft spot, and that's where he has to throw the ball. He's just going to put this up and let Travis go get it. That's the key. Comes back. He's working right to left. He gets there. He froze the safety for a second. Now he sees Kelce's got the step on him. He just lets it fly real easy. Not a tough pass. And Kelce makes the grab with the corner trailing him before the safety can get over. That's why that works. Trust in your teammates. Doesn't matter if it's snow or anything else. Here the Chiefs are on defense. We're going to take a couple snaps here. This happens to be a nickel, and I really like this formation. Tough to see in this amount of snow, but this is something that I expect to see with Terrell Suggs coming on board. And if you haven't heard me talk about that yet, it should be up very soon, and I'll have a reaction to what that means for this defense. And what it's going to be is that there's communication going on down here with Tano Passanio. And they're going to try to get to the point where they can have a plan at rushing Garrett Bowles, a guy that gives up a lot of pressures for the Broncos, something that they have to keep an eye on. They're in nickel. This is Neiman and Sorensen along with the D-backs. And you have Chris Jones here lined up right over the nose, maybe slightly shaded. We'll take a look at the next view and then we'll know. Looks like they're showing man right now with cover 2 over the top. As they roll forward, Ward's going to back off just a little bit. You see he's still in man, though, so that gives that away. And as the play goes, what you expect is that these 4 are coming. But in addition, you have 3 other guys that are making their way to the quarterback, too. This is a big play. Tano actually slips outside into a small zone that if there were a back releasing, he could take. But you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pass rushers against a rookie passer. And that's a recipe for good things to happen. Puts a little pressure on him. The ball's released, not on target, and Juan Thornhill was there to be in the right position. But take a look again at the front. Very interesting because this is Frank Clark out wide. Chris Jones right over the nose. This is Damian Wilson together with Tano Passanio. And of the two, you would think that it's Wilson that's going to drop with Sorensen back here and Neiman. And as they roll forward, it's the exact opposite. And I think that's what Spags was looking for. Trying to give a little bit of everything, move it around. Sorensen comes in, he gets beat down a little bit. Otherwise, I think if he had dipped that, he would have gotten a little bit closer to getting there. But a nice nickel blitz to trust your guys in coverage in the snow. Playing backwards, that's a big take. A lot of people have been asking for a view of Damone Harris, and I wanted to put this out there because I thought there was an instinctual play where he's paying attention. The blocking didn't go the Broncos' way either. This was a systemic issue with this particular play, but I want to see what he brings in terms of a first step, especially here in the snow. And what you're in right now is a base defense that has walked Reggie down to the line because of the double tight to one side. So this is really a 4 and 3 linebacker set with Reggie down on the line now. And Reggie understands what's about to go on. He's telling everybody to move over here as we roll it forward. Watch out, get wide, move that direction, get over there. And this is Damone Harris right here next to him. And what Reggie understands is probably a tell given away by this tight end about his stance and about how he's going to maneuver. There's also a part of the stance here from Locke that he's looking to hand off or it's going to be some kind of RPO. And that's really what Reggie's noticing. And both Reggie and Damone Harris get off very well, but even though Reggie knows what's coming, it's Harris that really blows in there, doesn't get blocked, and that helps a lot. As they take off, they see that it's not that tight end, it's this tight end that goes inside, and he's not even looking as Harris is almost beating him to the mesh point here and comes right behind and is able to get that tackle for loss. Reggie comes around the end to help him clean it up. But that's recognition by the veteran and performance by a young guy that's still learning this defense, becoming part of what may grow into a much bigger role until Suggs gets here. Reggie signals, Harris charges inside, tails right off that tackle, and makes the play for a tackle for loss. Now that's it for me this week. I hope you guys like that. I do have something coming on Suggs as well. If you haven't seen it yet, it will be up shortly. And we'll have a game plan piece here later in the week as the Chiefs get ready for a big game against the Bears, Matt Nagy, Trubisky, it's going to be a big thing. But I hope you enjoyed this particular winter game. I certainly did, and I know the players did. So take what you can from it. It's a little bit of a unique situation, but I think you can see a couple of things that can help them in the future. So one more time, thank you for joining. If you're new here, click the sub and the notification so you know what comes up there. Hit the thumbs up if you like this particular video, and please leave your comment below. Let's have a good conversation. I appreciate all of your time. There's going to be some videos popping up on your screen now. Check those out, and I'll check you next time.